What if one of the most iconic figures in music history wasn't entirely himself? What if I told you Eminem, yes, Slim Shady himself, might have been cloned, and the world never realized it? It sounds like the kind of sci-fi movie plot you'd laugh off, but the deeper you dig, the weirder it gets. It all begins in the early 2000s. Eminem, born Marshall Bruce Mathers III, was on top of the world. He was everywhere. His albums were multi-platinum, his lyrics were being dissected in classrooms, and he was the face of controversy and brilliance wrapped into one. But with that much scrutiny, political backlash, industry pressures, personal drama, the man was reaching a breaking point. And then, in 2005, Eminem hit pause. He announced he was stepping back, citing exhaustion, addiction issues, and an overloaded mental state. On one level, totally understandable. On another, it's where things start to get strange. Fast forward to 2009. After a nearly 5-year hiatus, the Eminem who returned to the spotlight with the album Relapse felt different. Fans noticed it right away. Sure, the technical skills were still there, the wordplay, the mind-bending rhymes, but the raw, unhinged energy that defined early Eminem? Gone. Even in interviews, Eminem seemed calmer, more subdued. His sharp wit dulled a bit. Fans chalked it up to age, sobriety, life experience. But others raised an eyebrow. And here's where the cloning theory gains traction. Some believe that during Eminem's hiatus, he didn't just recover from addiction, he was quietly replaced. The idea? Eminem had become too valuable an asset for the music industry to lose. Between producing for 50 Cent, Dr. Dre collaborations, and his millions of fans worldwide, Marshall Mathers wasn't just a rapper, he was an institution. But let's entertain the question, why clone him? The theory suggests that Eminem's real disappearance may have had darker undertones. Health issues, refusal to comply with industry demands, or even a breakdown so severe that returning wasn't an option. Cloning, for the powers that be, would ensure they retained control of Eminem while downplaying challenges with the man behind the persona. A conspiracy needs evidence, right? Let's talk about the proof. Post-2009, people began to notice discrepancies, not just in demeanor but in appearance. Faces subtly change over time, but compare photos. Earlier, Eminem had more defined wrinkles, a thinner face. The Eminem we see now? Fuller cheeks, smoother skin. Fine, plastic surgery, you say? But the changes weren't just external. His voice, it shifted. Critics and fans have pointed out that Eminem's tone lost some grit, that raw edge that made his earlier music magnetic. You might attribute it to his sobriety, but some assert it's something more, the vocal cords of someone replicating him. Then there's the scar story. In a 2013 interview, Eminem mentioned a severe car accident that left a mysterious scar on his face. A scar that had never been reported before and didn't line up with his known public appearances. Did it happen? Or was it an off-the-cuff explanation for something else, like differences between the new Eminem and the old? And then there's Eminem's own lyrics. Think about it. Eminem's body of work constantly plays with the concept of identity. Songs like The Way I Am, Who Knew, even Not Alike, explore his struggle to define who he really is. In the Relapse and Recovery albums especially, lines like I'm not me and maybe I should wake up get dissected by conspiratorial fans. Is he hinting at something? Or are we all reading too far into lyrics, as we love to do? Of course, the simplest explanation is the most plausible. Eminem changed because people change. After overcoming his addiction and returning to music, he matured. And yet, this theory persists because, honestly, it's fun. The idea that the music industry would stop at nothing to keep an icon eternally relevant. Not so far-fetched, especially in an era where AI deepfakes and synthetic media are advancing faster than we can process. If they could clone Eminem, would they? Let's pause here. Is Eminem a clone? There's no real evidence, no whistleblowers, no documents, no credible witnesses. It's a theory, plain and simple. But the story forces us to question just how far the powers in entertainment might go to protect their golden goose. In the end, whether this is all wild fantasy or there's a kernel of truth hidden in the noise, one thing's for sure. Eminem remains a mystery. Clone or not, nobody entertains and captivates like Slim Shady. And hey, if somewhere out there the real Marshall Mathers is enjoying retirement while another version of him dominates the charts, well, that's a story worthy of the man himself. What do you think? Coincidence, subtle evolution, or something science fiction level crazy hiding in plain sight? Let us know. But remember, we're just here to lose ourselves in the music. Or are we?